How's it going? This month I've brought in, and it's it's the 19th or the 20th. I actually need to check the date. I think it's the 19th as I'm filming this. Brought in about 60 grand profit for my business. And I'm gonna be very honest with you. And this isn't gonna make me sound like much of an inspirational figure. It's not gonna virtue signal and make me sound high status or anything. I have literally played more video games this month and taken more naps this month and basically just screwed off this month more than I have ever. And my income hasn't changed a bit, and not only has my income not changed, but I'm actually taking home more profit than I have in a minute, and a lot of it's just coming from relaxing. And so I want to talk in this video about essentially how to relax and allow success to come to you, as opposed to gripping things very tight and forcing success with your will. And what this looks like very practically is acting in submission to something higher than you. So for me, that's my faith, and that's my walk with Jesus. And quite frankly, it's literally more important than business. Like, I actually have gotten to a point now in my life where, I haven't gotten a new Bible since I was 17. And all of a sudden, I'm like so stoked on this new Bible that I ordered on Amazon. Like, I'm a kid waiting for this new Bible to get in the mail. And just because my faith has been so renewed. There's that, and then there's also my family. And my family's just been such a source of just pure joy for me. And so, essentially, the first thing is I just have other things going on that I actually legitimately enjoy, and these are things that, fill me up in a way that business never can and money never will. And I've made so much money. I've made millions of dollars online. If you go on my channel, you can see my history. I'm a very rare example of somebody who's been making videos for years. And I've never gotten necessarily that famous, but I don't make these in order to get famous. I have a small group of people that watch my videos, and I'm totally fine with that. And so, you can go back, you can see my first $1 million year, my first 6-figure month, all this stuff. And for the longest time, it was all I ever thought about. It was my idol, honestly. It was the necessary, well, not necessary, it was an unnecessary idol in my life, and I put it at the center. But eventually I realized, like, wait a sec, I can actually just enjoy the fruits of my work without putting it at the center of my life, and still enjoy my life outside of it. And quite frankly, it's made work so much easier. So that's the first thing, is I have other stuff going on. And I would really recommend that if you are a business owner and you're a little burnt out, or you're just a little frustrated with a thing, just do something else, man. Travel a little bit, go do something, go visit family, go make some new friends, or go spend time with your current friends. Go do things that aren't so goal-oriented. And I think, yes, we are goal-seeking creatures by nature as humans, but if 24/7 all you're doing is obsessing with where you're trying to get, then I just think your system kind of goes into survival mode, because all it thinks about is where it's not yet. And so in a way, you end up in scarcity instead of abundance. Whereas if you have a goal, and it's not necessarily a goal, it's more like an identity that you move with, then you can operate in abundance, and just things just naturally kind of come to you, and you kind of pull your energy back, instead of putting it out there and waiting to feel good until you're at a certain point. You pull it back and you feel good. You just enjoy where you're at, and it makes success come a lot more naturally and more easily. I just think that a lot of people are putting where they want to get on such a pedestal that they're waiting until they're there to feel a certain way about themselves and about their life. And so that's the first, that's kind of like two things now, but practically this month it's looked like literally just taking more naps, sleeping in, no alarm. And I haven't woken up to an alarm in years, but I've just been sleeping in. Like, I have not been taking things very seriously. And in not taking them that seriously, I think that they're just going a lot easier. Because oftentimes conscious effort defeats itself, because our conscious brain isn't that smart. It's our subconscious brain that's smart. Our conscious brain, it's good at a few things, but it's our subconscious brain. It's our deep nervous system that actually can identify patterns that our conscious brain can't detect. And when you're using your conscious brain, you actually you zap your subconscious brain, because your subconscious brain kind of listens to the conscious brain. It's like, oh, you must know better, right? But the conscious brain doesn't actually know better. So the subconscious brain just doesn't value itself enough. It doesn't assume that it knows the best. it assumes that the conscious brain knows best, but it's actually the inverse. The subconscious brain, the deeply ingrained patterns, that's the stuff that really, really works. And when you're putting forced effort into something and you're really trying, like with your conscious willpower effort, then you just zap that creative power, you know, out of your life and out of your system. And I think that this is, you know, a way that we were designed. I think this is how God designed us. You know, he in scripture all the time is telling us, do not fear, do not worry, you know, submit to me. And it's like, look, I mean, I'll be honest, I think we're still barely beginning to understand the brain and beginning to understand the subconscious mind. And I think it has a lot to do with God. I think it has a lot to do with the creative, divine powers that we've been given as humans. And I don't think that it's just used to make money by any means. I think you can use it to do anything. I think you can use it to be a great member of your community, to lead a great family, to do anything that you want to do. But the problem is you just don't think that you're worthy of it. So you're using conscious energy and effort to make up for it and collapse who you are and it, and the value of it and the value of you, and you're collapsing that with conscious effort, whereas you should just be relaxing into the identity of already being worthy of it. And when you relax in the identity of being worthy of it, because it's not bigger than you, right? It's just not. Like $1 million is not a big number unless you make it a big number. When you make it a big number in your head, it then becomes a big number because you determine your own self-worth and your own value, and the world responds to that, okay? And so by relaxing, I'm saying, look, I don't really care that much, honestly. I genuinely don't. I'm just enjoying my life, and I'm running it how I want to run it. I don't really want to have a big life. I like living in Indiana, okay? I know that sounds really boring to a lot of people, but I like it here. I genuinely do. It's so easy. I like my house. I love my house. I love the gym that I go to. I feel so grateful just like for this small little community I've got, the small group that my wife and I are plugged into at our church, and all these things that are just so wonderful to me. And I'm just so grateful for all of them. And I think that that's the secret too, is that I'm practicing gratitude very actively and choosing to be grateful over things. You know, I've been journaling and writing down the things that I'm grateful for, and I just have so much to be grateful for. And it's easy to relax into that. You know, my default state as a human, and yours probably is too, especially an ambitious person, a lot of ambitious people default are very negative people, and that's why they're ambitious, is because they're trying to run from something. But in your ambition, you've picked up skills and perspectives and abilities and connections that can create, you know, massive impact and income. And so if you've been through that season, I would encourage you to relax, because you have that stuff. And instead of trying to run from a negative, I want you to relax and learn how to make your default state one of gratitude and positive. And just start to see, you know, the world as something where truly you can define exactly who you are and exactly what you want to do within it. And it's just a choice that you make every day. You don't have to be anything that other people have told you have to be. You can literally just wake up and decide, this is who I am today, and just be that. It's that simple. And people want to complicate it more than that because they don't like the idea that they've been actively choosing their circumstances. On some level, they've been choosing their circumstances. Even if you're in bad circumstances, on some level, you've been allowing that. And so by relaxing, I remove my conscious brain, and I remove those logical justifications for suffering. You know, suffering is a very logical thing. You know, we logically justify our own suffering. You know, the world is a bad place. People are bad. People are selfish. Like, very logical justifications for our own suffering. And when your conscious brain is active, it justifies the suffering. It justifies the negative. So you just have to learn how to turn it off and just relax and just enjoy the ride, you know, and enjoy what has been given to you already. And I'm telling you, it works. It's not that hard. It's literally as simple as just enjoying what you have in front of you. So look, guys, I mean, you know, my channel is all about, you know, growing your business, particularly your coaching or consulting business. If you've been watching my content and you enjoy it and you want to get to, you know, 30, 50, 100, or even $500,000 a month in your business, I've helped a couple of clients do $500,000 a month, like I just said. I've helped like 30 or 40 clients do $100,000 a month, and countless people, I mean, probably over 100, maybe 200 people do 10, 20, 30 grand a month, okay? If you want my help, information's in the description. At the end of the day, if you're not where you want to be, it's because you don't know what you don't know, and you need somebody who has practiced those things that you can just model. You know, Tony Robbins says it best. He talks about how if you want to achieve what somebody has, just get in proximity to them and model them. And I'm at a point now where, you know, I'm pretty much only working one-on-one with people, so it's not at all cheap. It's you know, it's something where I have to charge quite a bit to make it really worth my time. But if you're in that position where you want to make that commitment, information's in the description, and we'll work together one-on-one over the span of about 6 months, and with the goal of helping you reach whatever goal you have, whether it's 6 figures a month or $500,000 a month or whatever. Really enjoy these videos, enjoy the clients I'm working with. We just had somebody sign up today, and you know, we found a package for him that makes sense. He paid 10 grand outright, and yeah, it's just fun. I love helping these people, and it's very straightforward and simple for me. So if that sounds interesting to you, links in the description. But I did just want to make a quick video about this because, to be honest, I just think people make success so complicated in their head because they're just so consciously doing it. And don't get me wrong, there's moments where you have to do the math. There's moments where you have to be very conscious, but that's not the only tool you have in your tool belt. Is conscious thought energy, conscious willpower and problem solving power. It can defeat itself because your conscious brain only knows what it's experienced in the past, whereas your subconscious, it can visualize things and feel them as real and then bring them into reality. Okay, and that is how it works. That's not, you know, some woo-woo stuff. That's very real stuff. Okay, and I used to kind of judge that, and I didn't really know how to parse that with my current like Christian faith, but I've gotten to a point now where it all kind of makes sense and it's very cohesive. So hopefully it's been a cool video for you. Just wanted to make one real quick. Have a great day.